All right, we are live. Welcome, everybody, and welcome my special guest, Kari. Hello, hello, my friend. How are you?
Hey, hello, Lori. Long time no see. Last time we saw each other was Stationary Fest. I
Yes.
have the live on it.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Have to cut the
Stationary
volume
Fest
down. I
went
know
for
it
a
was so
quick
nice to see you at
coffee.
Stationary Fest, and we got to go to lunch, and you brought us to a beautiful cafe in Brooklyn, and I got to see your beautiful journals and get to know you a bit. And I knew in that moment that this was going to happen. Like I knew that
Yeah.
I needed to have you here on the show. And thank you so much. Vanessa is in London with her mom. If you guys are following her on Instagram, you can see all of her fun updates. She's on quite an adventure with her mom in London. So Kari was nice enough to step in. And I see Claire Coco is in the comments. Claire, I wasn't sure if you were going
Yay.
to be in Italy yet. Claire has a big trip planned. So she was on deck as well. So I appreciate you both. And Carrie, thank you so much for being here. Oh, you got your Stationary Fest fan?
Stationary Fest, sorry, this side.
I feel
Yeah.
so bad. They were anticipating warm weather and instead they got that downpour of
Oh,
rain.
no.
We still
Yeah.
had fun.
Yes. So I'm really, really happy I'm here. It's so like I am scared that I will not do a good job, especially if you have to fill in Vanessa Langton's shoes. It's really complicated. I will do
You
my
are going to
best.
do great. And look at all these people who are excited to be here, to see you, Julia. Hello. And Kate, I met at Pelikan Hub. We're going to talk about Pelikan Hub today. And Jamie and Wendy, Sue and Claire. And I don't want to miss anybody.
Yeah.
Aquamarina, thank you for being here.
Marina, yes.
Myself,
Marina is
UK.
connected.
So
Yeah.
before we get started, Kari, why don't you just give yourself let us know what your journal vibe is, where you came from. Your Instagram handle is Kari Bullet Journal. So I would
Yeah.
love to hear you talk a little bit about that. And also you started a new venture with some friends recently too. So the
Yeah.
floor is yours. Let's hear all about what's new in your life,
Excellent.
my friend.
Thank you. So, my name is Karina Palacio, but I go by Kari. You know, in Latin America, every name has a shorter version. That's what happened with my name. So, Kari Bullet Journal started thanks to a student. She saw one of my journals and says, "You should post in Instagram." That's how I started. One day, one post, another day, another post. Every day, I would start posting like a journal page or whatever it is related to my journaling habits. And my journaling habits will be through bullet journal, art journal, handwriting practice, ink journal. So there is always something happening going on. I don't have a structure. Some people have aesthetic and they go like through a vibe. I don't have any vibe. I just go with the flow. Whatever happens in the day, I post and
I think that
I
is
feel
your vibe. You're very free flowing and like a free spirit. And I think that comes through in your journal.
yes. And that's how I started. I am a big supporter of planning and putting the to-do list into productive mode. I'm a teacher. I need to keep myself organized,
Yes.
and that keeps me steady, especially during the hard time, midterms or exam times that I need to do a lot of stuff and correcting. So I I do that and I use my planner and my bullet journal regularly. I like the bullet journal aspect because I can create the pages as I go, but
Mhm.
I create first the days. I started doing that because I want to decorate my pages in advance. So that's
Okay.
the the days in advance. I stopped doing this like empty page and write only the day and below uh, like is recommended. I
Okay.
just go with the flow, you know, like I want to have my days already organized because other pages are for art and ink and
So
trying
you're
something.
saying that you go into your bullet journal and you'll write out Monday, Tuesday, and start like decorate it a
Yeah,
few days in advance. So then you're kind of set
yeah,
up and ready to go. And do you find
yeah,
that to be like less intimidating than like turning to a blank page?
exactly. Super less intimidating. And
Yes.
I've been doing that for a while. So that's kind of one side. Uh,
Mhm.
we started a new podcast with Alexandra and Marina, Alexandra Richardson and Aqua Marina, who's here.
Okay.
I didn't see. Oh, Alexandra is here too.
Yes, they're both here to support
Eh,
you. Hello,
excellent.
ladies.
So
Welcome.
we connect every second week or sometimes every third week. We have a very late night show
Fun.
on Wednesday. And I hope, Lori, you can join us one day.
I would
Um,
love to. Are you
we
guys live as well?
live. We go live
Okay, fun.
in Alexandra's account, in Alexandra's channel. So we connect, we talk about desks. So it's a desk chatter. We like
I love
art.
the name. I love the
Yeah,
name.
we like watercolor, we like pens, and it's a free show. You know, like we talk last time we talked about Grail pens, and we had Stephen Brown
That
connect.
is very exciting.
Yeah,
Wow.
if you want to check, go ahead and check Alexandra Richardson account.
Yes,
That
Alexandra, would you mind leaving your link here in the comments for us so people can subscribe to your new channel and check you guys out? You have some great guests. And for those of you who don't know, Alexandra does a series called 20 Questions. That's where I met Alexandra. She asked me 20 questions, and it was so much fun. She asked the same questions to a variety of people in the community. And I saw your video too. And that,
yeah,
I don't know if that was the first time like I saw who you were. And are you both from Canada?
yeah, we're
Yes.
both from Canada.
And what about Marina?
Marina, I think California.
Okay. It's the beauty
Far
of
away.
this. We can connect from all places in the world.
This is so.
Um, I don't think I can link because I'm not a moderator. Okay,
Uh,
let me do
maybe
that.
we can leave it. Oh, you can put it maybe in a private comment or something. There you go. So that's another endeavor we have. And then another thing that I do in Montreal, I host a journaling meetup, and we meet every month at the beginning of the month. So the first weekend of the month, we connect, we join together and have brunch or a picnic or any
Fun.
vibe. Just share. We have so far about 15 members,
Wow.
and we go together and do journaling. We open our notebooks, we decorate the pages. Some people do art, some people do sketches, some people do scrapbooking. This is the best thing. It's not about workshop, it's about just sharing the moment and displaying some goodies and exchanging some ideas.
I
uh,
love that. It so reminds me of scrapbooking days because I was a consultant for Creative Memories for 10
oh,
years. And I used to host workshops on like once a month, very similar format, and people would come with their scrapbooks, the same idea. And now when I see people do journal meetups, I'm so nostalgic because I really miss those days. My kids were
yeah.
little, and that was like my big night out, was to go and take all the photos that we would have developed and sit with girlfriends and catch
Mhm.
up, have a glass of wine and share some memories. We would do weekend retreats just to work on our scrapbooks. It was such a huge part of my life. And so, I got back into pens, and now I'm like really having that desire for the journaling again and the memory keeping. And so when I hear of people having journal meetups and in doing this, it's really bringing me back. And I feel like I finally have time again now that my kids are older, that I could do this sort of thing and catch up with girlfriends and memories. So I think that's so wonderful.
Well,
And I'm sure your
next
group is, I
time,
wish you lived close, Kari.
well, if I travel to Boston or the area, I will get in touch with you. Maybe we can organize a meetup.
I would
And
love that.
yeah,
I would
cafe.
love that.
Yeah.
So we will talk more about your bullet journals later in the show because we have a little bit of like a loose agenda. We're going to first reflect on Pelikan Hub. Then we're going to talk about our favorite journal supplies. So we'll probably get back into the bullet journal. And then we're going to share this conversation for the end. We want to talk about collection habits because I have a really hard time tapping the brakes. And I just think it's really interesting to see what people put their energy into, their money into, their time. And I feel like I want to save that to the end because I feel like that could go on forever. So we'll just wait till my computer battery dies And we'll take it from there. But yes, I'm seeing Claire is saying, I want to have a journaling retreat here
Yeah,
in Florida. Let's collaborate. Girl, I am in for
totally.
that.
I'm in.
100%. Kate is a friend who I've been talking to for over a year here on Instagram. We finally met at Pelikan Hub. And one of the things Kate was saying is this is just so nice to get together and share ink samples and pens. And that's what it was all about. It didn't cost any money. It was just us
Yeah.
being together. And it just felt so good. I went home with a couple ink samples and some new friends. And yeah, that's what I want for this community. And I was saying also to Kari before we jumped on that when I started this podcast, I wanted to connect more with women in the community. And this is why, because I feel like this is the type of thing that really fills my cup, and I feel like I've been like buying a lot of pens and buying a lot of pens. And I realize that I'm missing this component, this piece. I journal alone a lot, but kind of the social with other
Social.
women and just like not to exclude men. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm just saying like this was kind of my motivation for starting this. So it makes me so happy to see that you guys are also starting this with a little bit of a different vibe, right? Because you're talking a lot about artwork and watercolors and just like desk chatter. And it's
Yeah.
just so great to see. So we will definitely talk more about that. Everybody's coming to our retreat, Kari. So we are
Oh,
set.
totally. We need to organize. There was one of my friends, Dennis from Science Note. She one day said, "Oh, we should have a retreat for journaling. We should actually rent a cabin or whatever and go all together in the middle of the forest and do journaling." And I was like, let's go. But it never happened. So I was like, okay, somebody has to have the initiative to do it.
Okay, maybe this can
I
be a
can't
project for you
involve.
and I, because honestly, we used to do that. I had a friend, she
Yeah,
would rent cabins in Western Mass and she would coordinate with like food to be brought in, and there would be big meals. Like you'd pay for lodging and food, but food and lodging would be taken care of, and you would just set up your supplies. I mean, and scrapbook people did not travel light because we had those giant books. Like I feel like now it's a little bit more toned down. Like it's not so much about the pictures as it is about the journaling. But
yeah.
yeah, it was such a great time. And it's honestly been like probably 15 years since I've done a
Wow.
retreat. We did a retreat on Cape Cod. That was one of our retreats. We did one out in Western Mass. It was like a big thing. And I think they have that Planners Gonna Plan. Isn't there a big like
Yeah,
planning
yeah.
convention where people still do this?
They
Colorado
still
would
do
be
it.
so
They still
nice.
go. The planner conventions are huge. They have a whole weekend. They have workshops running from morning to evening, and they eat and they do lots of stuff. I haven't been to any around here. I was planning to go to the one in Toronto, but then my schedule didn't work. It was complicated.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're still planning
That's
events.
wonderful. I mean, I've never been to Toronto. I've been to Montreal. I would love a
Oh,
Toronto trip. I was just talking to my husband yesterday. I was looking at flights yesterday
li-
because Helen
Toronto
from Coffee
Scriptus.
Monsters. Huh?
Toronto Scriptus is our only pen show.
Oh,
It's
yes.
happening at the end of October.
Ooh.
Yeah, 27.
I don't know. For me, I don't know if I could go to that because we're slammed in the month of October.
Yeah.
But I do want to go to Toronto because Coffee Monsters Co. Helen was there at
Yeah.
Wonder Pens this past weekend, and I was
Yeah.
like cheering from her. I'm sure it was really exciting. And was it you, Julia? Somebody got in their car and like was like, I'm road tripping to
Oh,
Toronto.
so good.
But it
I
looked
missed
like so
it.
much fun. So, all right. So my vote is for Toronto or Florida. Those are both. Colorado would be really fun too. And I could try to pull something off here on the
Oh,
Northeast. Could be fun too. But I think we
that
should
would
definitely do something maybe like in February or March. I feel like before the pen show season starts or January when it's cold and we're all looking for a little getaway that's not like crazy expensive. That would be so.
yeah,
Think about
that
it.
would
If you're not buying a $500 pen and you're just like staying overnight in a hotel with food, what you'd
oh
spend on a
give
pen,
me
we could just spend to be together. Everybody could bring giveaway swag. That could
oh,
be really,
totally.
really fun.
That would be so fantastic. So
Okay. I
so
love that. All right, 4:15. Kari, show me what you brought for a pen and bag today. It's Juicy Broad Tradition.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am not big in having lots of bags. I just have my teacher's bag.
I love this.
Which
I love things that are practical that people actually use every day. I saw this in Brooklyn. This bag
oh,
is amazing.
the-
Whoops, other way. Sorry. There we go.
okay, so I have my bag, and
That's
inside you're
gorgeous.
going to my journal, and you're going to see a pen case in the middle, my Altoids, and then a little kind of journaling supply
Beautiful.
thing. So you open there. I have like a double-sided tape, glue, some washi over here, washi, and
Yes.
stickers.
That's
This
a beautiful case.
I have a pen,
Esterbrook.
Yes.
Love that. I love that case.
Of course, a fan, and
Mhm.
then of course my journal
Beautiful.
right there. But the pen, I have this one for
Okay.
the pen.
The pen. Ooh, because we're talking about Pelikan Hub.
Yes, this is M800 red. This one is an old version. We're talking about the transparent body. So right now, the ones that are being made, the red side is not see-through. So if you go with the light behind, you're going to see that you can see through the pen with this one.
I love that.
They don't do this one anymore. So I have
Which is so unfortunate because without an ink window, that's such a practical, functional feature to be able to see through the light. I love the red.
Yes. So I have a ruby star ruby Pelikan L stain ink inside. I inked this pen for the weekend, and I wanted to have a Pelikan and Pelikan.
Perfect.
Brand. Yes. So that's my pen check and my purse check.
I love your M800.
This was bought in one of my trips to Armenia, and I got this purse in an artisan market.
Absolutely beautiful. And I love, honestly, I am not very good about sticking to one bag or one case. I am like, like squirrel. Like every time I see something new and shiny, I'm like, I want that. I need that. And that I think we can get into collection habits because I have a problem with that. And honestly, that's the stuff that makes me feel so good is when I see something that is lived in and used. And and that is that bag. Yet that bag is so well made. I saw it in person. It's absolutely beautiful. Will be with you probably for your lifetime. And that's more meaningful than the 5 designer bags I buy that I, don't get to use as often as something like that. Kari, what grade do you teach?
Well, I teach in pre-university level, which is kind of a high school level.
Okay.
Yeah.
And subject matter? What do you teach?
I am in health and physical education. So it's a double course. It has like 50% of the load is theory, and the other 50%, the students do sports or they do fitness or dancing. That's what I do, dancing.
Okay. I was going to bring that up because I was not expecting Kari to tell me that she was a hip hop dancer / teacher and on a team or a crew. And I was like, girl, that is phenomenal. So how did you get into hip hop dancing?
I started dancing at a very young age. And then when I moved to Canada, I was like proficient already in all the Latin American dances and social dances. And then one friend says, hey, let's go take classes at night. And we joined a hip hop class. And I was like, but this is completely out of my element. And even though when I was younger, I used to do break dancing. You're not going to, but I can do the floor. I joined this group, and then I was like, I love it. And then the teacher says, you're good. You want to join a crew? And I'm like, okay, let's join. And he put me in a group 16, 25 years old. And no, let's create a group of adults, but you're good. You're going to do well. So I started practicing with the group, and then suddenly I started contacting other teachers, and I say, hey, we need to create a group, come to the studio. And then that's how we created Funky Generations crew. I didn't create the group, actually. The studio created the group with all these dancers.
You were like the main recruiter, though.
I started with the first group. The first group, there were a group of 4 that we used to go together to this 1625 class.
That's incredible. I bet they were trying to keep up with you.
So, and then later I injured myself, and now I'm kind of walking.
You're on the mend now. Someone says, I bet you could beat the Australian breakdancer at the Olympics.
Oh my goodness. Sure. Let me tell you, that was embarrassing.
Oh my gosh. Well, I would love to see some footage of your dancing. I'm just saying, feel free to send me any links because I would love to see your crew in action. I think that's phenomenal. So yes, I feel like you're a person who goes for things and you're not afraid. And I love that. I love it so much. So my pen check for today, I think I will share, since you shared your Pelikan, I will share my first Pelikan pen, which was given to me by a viewer named Olga and somebody who I met in Florida at the Orlando Pen Show. It was a spontaneous, random act of kindness. I was talking to her and she had this gorgeous collection of Pelikans. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a Pelikan. These are beautiful. When did you start collecting? And we were chatting and she had 2 of this golden barrel, which was the limited edition M200 in 2021. She had 2 and she said, you like broad nibs, don't you? And I said, yes. And she's like, this is for you. And she handed this to me. So this is very special. So I decided to put the golden lapis ink in here because it has like that gold sparkle and it is so pretty. And I don't use a lot of blue ink, but I really love that ink. Did I bring up my notebook to share? I had like a little writing sample I was going to share. But the ink is really beautiful.
Oh, I love the ink. I love it.
Yeah, and it's so generous of Pelikan that they just give those to everybody who goes. Yeah. Especially given the growing number of these meetups. So where is, so this is the golden lapis. They had all of the previous Edelstein colors there, so we were able to sample them. Kate and I were at the table, and this is this year's, and then this was last year's, the rose quartz. And they had some extra bottles, so our hub master was kind enough, and I ended up going home with 2. Yes, but I think I'm going to reach out to her because I kind of wanted to give her some money for this because it wasn't part of the thing. But so I don't have any of the Edelstein inks. The only ink I had from Pelikan going into this was Brilliant Brown, and it was the very first bottle of ink I ever bought, and I bought it at Bob Slate's store, and she was the host of our event in Harvard Square in Boston, outside of Boston. So it was really fun. How many people were at your event?
There were 80 people registered. It was huge.
Wow.
We had it's like a restaurant. It's not a restaurant. It's like a mixed restaurant pub. And they have beer. So they actually have a brewery in the building. So there was a lot of drinking involved. And people were having fun and checking the pens. Mariana, who is the host for our Pelikan, she sent a message saying to split, it's the only event in Quebec. Maybe we should split areas and have smaller pen because it was huge. It was really, really
huge. I think we might have had 30 people and it was very low key. But yeah, I can see where that can be maybe a little much. And that's kind of the idea is when you register in June, they try to see like how many people are going to go to which hub. And some people may have to travel if there's not one in their area, but clearly you guys have the interest. So you probably could split and do 2 different groups.
Yeah. So we had a Nibmeister taking orders for future parts. We have Raphael Hardy. He's a penmeister that we have around here in the area of Quebec, 3 hours away from here. But he came to the Montreal hub. We had fun. We connected. It was for me hectic because it was so much noise.
That's whenever you add alcohol, that happens. For better or for worse.
kind of chatting. So there were like mini tables sharing. And at one point, I was kind of going back and forth between tables. I want to talk with as many people. I wanted to see some collections of people. There was a person that brought all the Pelikans that they have, special editions and stuff. And I was amazed with
Wow.
that. Some people brought special pens also I want to share. And then, I do have Pelikans and I do have stuff, but then I thought maybe I should bring something different, more colorful. And then there was this guy, no, I like black pens. And I was like, I brought the Italian pens and the Benu pens. And I was like, oh,
Yes.
sorry.
I'm not your girl. I like color. Yeah. Well, it's so interesting to see all the different personalities that attend. I feel like at our hub, I brought all of my Pelicans in like this little case. I have like 4 or 5 and they were all in here. But then I separately brought some that I thought would be of interest, like my Jane Austen Mont Blanc. I brought one of my favorite budget prep pens that cost $17 that has like 26,000 4.5-star reviews on Amazon. Like I really tried to bring a range, and I found, Kate, I don't know what you think, but I feel like we didn't even look at our Pelicans. I feel like we were all interested in trying other pens because everybody kind of brought Pelicans. Not everybody did, but I felt like we spent more time trying other pens and other nibs. And then the night just went by so quickly. I'm like, oh, we didn't even get to play with our Pelicans. And there were different groups. So I'm sure there were tables that were set up. Oh my gosh, this was crazy. Lori enabled someone to buy a Jane Austen, and it was so unintentional. I actually was stressed. I'm not kidding. Dee, if you're in this chat, you stressed me out that night. I was sharing this and she was holding it and she was like, oh my gosh, I really love this. And Kate was holding it. And I am not joking. In a matter of 30 seconds, she was on montblanc.com and she said, I'm ordering that pen. And I was like, oh my gosh, this was like, it was, it was quite an impulse buy. And I said, like, right now you're buying it? She's like, yes. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm very excited for you. I hope you really love it. And then I got home that night and she just wrote, my husband was not amused.
Did you get a commission on that?
No, I know. No, I am not. No, unfortunately, Montblanc does not sponsor me, sadly.
I don't think
no, she just did it so quickly.
Anybody. But anyways, we will be lucky if I get a Mont Blanc. Anyways, we always talk about the price range. It's not in my price range yet. So I have other pens. Maybe in the future I will get the Mont Blanc. We talk about for me, pens, my Grail pens, we talk about in my podcast. Go check. You can see the Grail pens at the moment. But I want to say that the Pelikan Hub was a great opportunity to see beautiful pens.
What was the most beautiful pen you saw? Or what is your Grail pen?
Oh, I bought my first Urushi lacquer pen at the stationery fest.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. That was gorgeous. So Kari worked the Tasha table at Stationery Fest, and you picked up do you have it with you? I saw the sleeve earlier. Yes. So this was a special pen that was they had a special price for it at Stationery Fest.
Yes.
Look at this.
This is the pen.
Oh. That is like gold and red, or is it like like an orange?
It's actually silver, orange, and red, and the layers. Oh, I cannot explain. It's made of ebonite, the pen, so it's a hard rubber pen. And then a juicy broad. It's a zoom nib.
Oh, good. Oh, is a two-tone, bicolor nib. Yeah. That is stunning. Stunning. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I do not own a Tasha pen. I have not pulled the trigger on that yet.
Yeah, but this was the cheapest one. My dream will be to get the Maquis or the Chinkin, in the future. Those are I think my grails are going to that direction instead of the German pens. I like Italian pens, really, really nice, but and they are more affordable, I would say. But if I have to pull the trigger and over the $1,000, I will go Japanese or
Do you think it's because of the time you spent working that table? Like, do you feel like you really gained an appreciation for the art?
oh, it takes months to create one pen. Like
Mm,
about 6 months to do this one. Imagine the other ones.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's something so special about the love that is put into those pens, you know, and time.
exactly. And then the it's a handmade product. I always say that the pen lives with the meister for all the time that they spend putting the layers of lacquer and painting the maquille or carving the chinking. So
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's really special. I think that's fantastic. I do think it's interesting because, you know, most of the Mont Blancs they're mass produced. I mean, even though they say they're limited or whatever, but they're all the same. You know, I'm speaking not like the $25,000 pens. I don't even know what goes into those, but you know what I mean? But the ones that I see online or that whatever, you know, like even this was one price, but then they had a $5,000 version of the Jane Austen pen that I will never see, you know, but so even within they have the levels within the writer or the great characters or whatever. But again, it's all what appeals to you. And I know like Claire is here. Yes, you definitely enabled me. Yes, because I saw her reel at Mont Blanc when she got this pen, and it was like really, it was just a pen that really spoke to me. So yes, I blame Claire. No. But Claire displays hers as artwork. Like she just got the Van Gogh from Visconti.
oh,
Absolutely stunning. And it
absolutely.
literally came with a gold frame to display, which this pen is a work of art. And it really just depends on, you know, different budgets, different interests, different like what speaks to you. I
Yeah.
find so maybe we'll talk about collection habits now and then we'll
Now,
save journaling supplies because I feel like we're heading that way. I
yeah,
feel like lately when I've been looking at pens or like what has been appealing to me, it's a recent thought I've had. I feel like I'm either getting like a TWSBI because it's like practical and cute and it's not like so much money and it's functional, or I'm looking at, you know, above four or
yeah,
$500. Like I feel like the area that I'm spending less time looking at, I guess with the exception of Esterbrook, because for whatever reason, I'm always going back to Esterbrook and it's a steel nib and
exactly.
it's the
That's
same
me.
thing over and over, but I keep going back to it. So with that as an exception, I feel like for example, Visconti has the Mirage, the Mythos, and I love that pen. It's beautiful and it's under $200, but I feel like oh, well, if I do that,
Yeah.
it's a steel nub, or would I have the Homo sapien, so maybe I just am happy with that. I feel like I've gone a little bit more to the extremes
Mm.
lately, where I started in that, like, $1 to $200 range that was, like I don't know, it's an interesting thing where I've, like the direction I've gone lately. Like, I've been really enjoying TWSBIs lately.
Oh my goodness. I have
Love them.
actually inside my purse that little pouch, all
Yeah,
twisty.
oh, TWSBI.
They have different colors because at school I use for different purposes, different colors. But
Yes.
all twisty. I have another pouch here that all Esterbrook. So I separate actually my pouches according to brand, and I try to
Oh,
keep them.
that's interesting.
And then bigger pouches, of course, they share with other brands, but I have a pouch for the more expensive pens. And then I try that one with a little bit more care than the Twisby that I toss inside the
But
purse.
there's something nice about not having to stress about a TWSBI,
And
you
then bring
know?
school and lending that pen to a student, that will mean I don't mind lending my Twisby to a student versus lending a Tasha pen to a student, you know?
Right, of course. And have you ever found yourself like you might be writing with, whichever one you're writing with first, a TWSBI or like your most high-end pen, and then you switch to the other one and you're like, "Oh, I don't know if this is really a $500 difference. Like this TWSBI's
Oh,
writing pretty nicely right now." And it just, I don't know. I think it's interesting where we lean with collections. And I think Esterbrook and Twisby are two really good examples of highly collectible brands. And I think with
I
Twisby doesn't do a whole lot of marketing, I don't think. Like I don't know the owner of Twisby. Like we all are familiar with the Esterbrook brand
Mhm.
and the Esterbrook team, and they're so deeply embedded in our community and
And
communicate with us.
don't forget about Caveco, because Caveco is also highly collectible, and
True.
they are super affordable, and you can toss them anywhere.
I
And
love.
they fit in a very small pouch. And you saw the Caveco pouch that I have at
Oh,
the
you
cafe.
did your Kaweco artwork. Where are my pictures that you gave me? I have to see if I
Oh,
can find them. Do you have your Kaweco artwork today? Is this you, Kari? I put your stuff on display in my room.
and
I think this is from you. I'll feel
oh,
bad. Yes. Yes.
oh,
So
you have,
when I was, look at Kari's beautiful artwork that she does. How gorgeous is this?
oh, thank
So what
you.
did you draw? How did you draw this? What did you use?
So that one is actually a watercolor art. So I use
Mhm.
watercolors for that one, and then a brush pen and a mix of brush pen and fine liner for the dark lines. So
Gorgeous. This is so
yeah,
pretty. I love it so much. And then you had your Kaweco picture that you were just showing. This is, I keep on my Kawecos
yeah.
right here. I
Uh,
love them. But for a while, I was not team Twisby. I didn't love Twisbys for a long time. And I think I had a couple bad experiences with one bad nib and some bad ink. And I'm over it now. And I've been on a big Twisby kick lately. But
exactly.
yes,
The bad
I think,
ink is the thing. So never get the bad ink, because that will go bad with any pen, and then you will start judging the pen for the bad ink. So always good get the flowy and this. If you choose shimmering ink, small particles. So that's something you have to consider.
it makes
Um,
a big difference.
yeah. By the way, let me tell you about shimmering inks and pens that will handle shimmering inks. I have a collection of Benu pens, and the feed will handle shimmer inks. Even though the nib is extra fine, it will handle shimmer. No matter what, they will never clog, they will never dry out. That's something that you need to know. Um, so yeah, and Benu are
Banu is honestly fascinating. I don't think we talk about Banu quite enough as we should
oh,
because
this
I
is an
agree.
case, but
Is this
inside,
all Banu? All right, let's see the Banu collection. Oh my goodness. Oh, those
well,
are
and
beautiful.
some narwhal here,
Oh,
but
yes, I love narwhal too. Look
uh,
at
oh,
those.
sorry.
I mean, you can't have a Banu pen and not be able to use shimmer in it. That
Oh,
would be
come on.
terrible.
Yeah, all these ones are shimmerings because why not? I love,
And they use Schmidt nibs,
yeah,
steel nibs, but you're saying that it's the feed that's the magic with that.
magic, magic, magic. So shimmerings, they will go, they will flow, they will never clog. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, Banu is always such a smooth writer, and I do love
Yeah.
them. And my most recent Banu is from Gold Spot, the pink champagne with all
Oh
the
my
glitter.
God, I don't have that pen. I wish in my life to have that pen.
I
Oh,
think they're restocking that. I
oh,
don't know if that was limited edition or if they're gonna restock it.
check. I
Um,
check immediately.
huh? We should ask Tom Otto if they're restocking,
Yeah,
but it is really pretty. Yes, this is
love
that's
that.
pink champagne, and I feel like it's really sparkly without being like neon pink, which
Yeah.
I kind of think that's kind of a cool thing. But
Oh,
bourbon is like one of my favorite ones for the season for
yeah.
next
This
month.
neon.
Oh, that one's fun. Which is that? That's not the Sakura. Which one is that?
This one is the rose pink or something like that.
Oh,
I
that's so pretty. Is that the Talisman?
talisman.
Yes. Do you have a favorite between Talisman,
Eu-
Euphoria?
Euphoria. I like Euphoria more. Like the
Yeah.
bigger, heavy. Well, not heavy, big one because I.
Yeah, they're a little like girthier.
Yeah,
I do love them.
yeah.
We have people talking. Oh, it is back in stock, Alexandra says. The
Why?
pink champagne?
Wild Rose. This is Wild Rose.
Oh, wild rose.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Talisman Wild Rose.
Very pretty.
But that one, the dusty red, pink, I think I like that one better.
It's a really nice one. I enjoy it quite a bit. Oh, Opus 88. Thank you, Tom. That's a great comment. I often put shimmering inks into Opus 88. I do
Oh,
not
Opus.
own.
Yes.
I don't own an Opus.
Oh, you need that in your life.
I'm trying to find the right pattern because they're highly themed. Like they had the beluga whale.
You like shimmerings and you like affordable pens.
Yes.
Don't buy.
I think I'm just going to get the demonstrator and be really boring and just get the clear one, and then I can just go to town.
Exactly. That's what I have. I have actually a couple of Opus. I love it with shimmerings.
And so how, I have to say, like, I'm a little hesitant because they're eyedropper. Like, not a big deal.
Not a big deal. You need a little thing like this. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
And just you just put the ink. Tack, tack. Done. Not in dirty hands. No dirty.
I have some credit at Atlas. Maybe I'll get an Opus today. Right now I have a TWSBI Smoke a mini TWSBI in smoke with rose gold because I have the white with rose gold and I love it so much.
So much. Yes.
But see, this gets back to the collector's mentality. I don't really need the smoke because I have the white with rose gold, I have the smoke as the eco size, but
for people that don't know which are those ones that you're naming, I have
good,
my
Stephanie.
first
I'm going to write that down.
Here. So the smoke, I have the regular size.
Yes. Oh, that's the Diamond 580.
Yes. And this one is the mini.
Okay. Maybe that's what I'll do, Kari, because I have the only Diamond 580 that I have is this clear one that I got at the Fountain Pen Hospital.
You need Iris.
The Iris is beautiful. She is a bad influence. I'm learning this quickly.
It's affordable. Don't get the Mont Blanc, get the TWSBI.
Exactly. Yes. Claire is saying, see, not all pens need to be Grail. Like we can get very excited about TWSBIs as well. But then the problem is you buy so many of them, you could have bought a Grail pen if you didn't buy 12.
That's my issue.
That's the problem, right?
Stop buying the Cabeco, stop buying the TWSBI. Oh, and we didn't talk about Lamy also. Lamy can handle shimmer very, very well.
Yeah.
And they are sturdy pens, again, affordable.
They're just not like, I love my safaris. I have 2 safaris that I use all the time. Not all the time, but I like them a lot. But they're not as cute as like TWSBIs and Cavecos to me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're pretty and they're functional and they do have some really nice colors.
Can I show you something? Just give me 1 second.
Of course. You have a ton of Opus 88, pink champagne, rose tea, unicorn, my jam. So much fun.
Safari is plastic, but if you go a little bit bigger, you can get the All-Stars.
Oh, I have not bought an All-Star. Oh, and those have like the little, those are like the
metallic,
which are really pretty. Oh, I'm seeing, I had no idea that Kari had all of these collections like saved to search. I had no idea whatsoever. And like the fact that this is the topic we were talking about and you have them itemized in cases, I love it. I love it. And oh gosh, Kate has 50 Lammies. Oh my gosh. And Kate has almost every single TWSBI except for like there are 3 she doesn't have.
Actually, Mariana, the host of the Pelikan Hub, she has all the TWSBIs except for one, which is a limited edition from Japan. And I was like, how come you have all these TWSBIs? She brought all the TWSBIs.
Wow.
And
to the Pelikan Hub to share?
Yeah, to share and see.
Yeah, it's really fun. And there's something very ASMR aesthetic about TWSBIs, right? Yeah. It's like the sound they make, like the cap, like just the sound. There's just something about them.
Yeah.
So my thing with the Twisbees, aside from that, the Diamond 580 that I showed you, is I like the special trim. I like the bronze, the
Oh,
rose gold. I got the onyx trim with the new Irish green. So I like all the specialty trims. I figured if I stopped myself at that, unless there was a color that I had to have, that would at least give me some boundaries. So that gets me to something about collections. Like, do you give yourself boundaries within a collection?
always boundaries. For example, I don't collect so many safaris because I like the aluminum, but the aluminum goes in price a little bit higher.
Mhm.
And if I actually get all of them, I will be in debt. So, and I'm a teacher, so I cannot spend. But if there is some colors that I like right now, Lamy released the green sage, and I like that color and the pink, so I got those two. But there
Mhm.
are some other colors that are similar that I will not get. Like, for example, the bright pink I didn't get, but I got bright pink in another brand in Gravitas. So
Okay.
kind of uh,
So
getting
it was
out.
like a little bit of a swap. You didn't have it, but that kind of like filled that void with another brand.
Exactly. And then yet again, we're talking about brands. We didn't talk about makers, and pen
No,
makers here
true, true.
are the affordable pen too.
Mhm.
And there are some higher price, but you always support the artisan. I always say for every pen you get, try to get a maker's pen.
Mm, that's nice. Yes. Do you
Support.
have a favorite maker?
Oh no, I don't.
We
Uh,
can't name names. There are too many. I need to get a pen from Papa J Works. Have you seen
Oh,
his work?
so good.
I
There.
have a nib holder, but I need to get one of his pens. Like right
Yeah,
now, as far
yeah,
as makers go, like I think his are just so
yeah.
beautiful and feminine, and they're my aesthetic. Like I just love his work. So bye,
So
Claire. Thank you for visiting, love. Have to leave. Great show.
there, look
Let's chat.
there.
We have to
I,
plan our get together. Hey, Aaliyah Rose. I only buy safaris with coated clips. It
oh,
cuts way down on eligible models. Oh, I love that. Coated clips. I
yes.
love that because I only like safaris with coated nibs.
Oh, very nice. Yes.
Yes, and that kind of happened quite by accident because I got this safari. This was the first safari that I got, and this is the terracotta.
yes.
And I really loved it, and it had a black coated
Yeah.
nib, and I absolutely loved it. And then I bought one that didn't have a coated nib, and I just like just the stainless steel nib, and I didn't like it quite as much. And then when I went to Japan, this was a limited edition.
Oh,
It was
very.
it's Itoya, the store Itoya in Japan. It's their store exclusive, and it's like a taupey color with like a bronze clip.
Mhm.
And then just by chance, this also had a
The,
coated nib. And although this one, yeah, this the black coated nibs, and I just really like it. And then I think Atlas was having a big special on these white ones. It was like $25 for a
oh,
gift set. You got like a bottle of ink, a cartridge, a converter, and the pen in a gift box for $25. But I don't like this as much
oh,
because,
but you can replace the nib, you know? You can get,
right, it writes really nicely. I'm just partial to the coated nib. So with safaris, I kind of look for that now because
yeah,
that is a little bit of a boundary for me.
yeah.
Do
So,
you have Twisby boundaries?
oh, I got some echoes, but I feel that the diamonds I like a little bit more.
Okay. So
That's,
you'll lean more towards the Diamond 580. They do really feel like next level, the Diamond
oh, I,
580.
yes.
And I really love the mini. Shari, welcome to the show. Hello, you're not too late, and I have one of these as well. I just purchased the Cancer model by Zodiac Pen Company, and
Zodiac,
it worked
my,
excellent. Yeah, and Zodiac, they just came out with Cancer this past July, which is my birthday, and my husband ordered one from Bard. So I
nice.
haven't
So,
talked too much about it, but it's where is it? Is it even in, oh, here it is. Uh the Cancer model has a clip. I think it's his
very
first
nice.
one with a clip, and it's kind of bulbous shaped.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and he went with like more of like the red color because ruby is the stone for
The
July.
he has is amazing. They have this variety. I like the Pisces shape. Let me tell you that you can put your pen standing somewhere.
Yes. The Pisces was the first one I bought because
Oh,
he did a Pisces exclusive for Orlando, and
oh,
it was made specifically for the show. So that has that shape too. Yes, you're right. Because it's like a column. You can
yeah.
just like stand it.
I
Yes,
love
this is a really cool shape when you and it's supposed oh, this one doesn't have a nib on it, but it's supposed to look kind of like a fish because that's
yes.
the Pisces sign.
Oh, I love it. And I'm Pisces, so that's why.
You need it then. You need it. um Let's see. Twisbies have to be pink and or glow in the dark. Small collection indeed. There are her boundaries, pink and glow in the dark. Put your boundaries in the comments because I'm really curious. Let's see. The
Yeah.
kanji nib of Lamy is very good. I am unfamiliar with this nib, Yara. Thank you for sharing that. Have you tried this nib with Lamy?
No,
Is it a gold nib?
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Um, for example, there are some special edition Lamy LX. They have a coated nib, but it has like a golden
Oh, within the nib.
line around the central part, where the breather is.
Yep.
They have that. Oh, let me.
That's a 14 karat gold nib, though. That's a more
No,
expensive pen. No?
it's
Oh,
steel, but it
okay.
has. Oh my God, I don't know if you can
Maybe
focus.
if you put your hand in back of it, sometimes that helps. So it's a little gold by the breather. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it's like a line, like a tiny line that goes around versus
Hmm.
other Lamis, they will have only the black. So if you compare them side by side, you will see the difference, what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
a little
I wonder
line.
if I can make you the whole screen. No,
Oh,
let me see. I'm terrible with doing these layouts. If I do this, this always happens. I
oh,
need a, there we go.
okay.
Okay. I'm in my blue era.
Okay. So there is a different
A
design.
little difference. I missed a comment up here. Tom mentioned Carolina Pen Company.
Oh,
Yes. He's like legendary, right?
oh,
Jonathan Brooks. I
yeah.
usually pick up one or two at pen shows, but my current favorites are Walltown pens and Analog Notes pens.
Oh, analog now pens. They are beautiful.
I have to write these down. I do not know that company either.
Uh,
Analog Notes
oh, you need to, and the other one too.
in
Walton,
Walltown.
come on, Walton pens. Really good. Oh,
I know makers are like a whole other breed,
oh,
right? Another,
I go
and
to
like
the
you said, you're supporting
and I
someone's like
browse,
work.
start looking and looking and looking, and then they say, "Why don't you buy a pen?" And then I'm like, I feel it's not that I go with a certain budget, and if I get one pen, I'm super lucky. In last pen show, I got two pens, but then it was like kind of in the budget, and I was like, "Oh, it's too much if I get another one. I cannot go back home with 10 pens,
Right.
And I've been
It's
collecting
really
for
it
since
is hard at the shows. I always feel like if I walk up to the pilot table and don't buy something, I don't feel as bad as if I walk up and talk to a maker and
oh
see all
yeah.
their beautiful stuff and then don't get something. Like, so I end up not approaching the table sometimes because I can't say no. And so I just don't go over because I feel bad for real.
Yeah, but
I
you should
do.
go because you can see the work that they do and then you can learn about what they do. It is impossible to please everybody. And this is something that happened in pen shows. This is such a small niche. Everybody knows each other. You go to the show and they expect you to buy, but sometimes you have to put your boundaries into what is it that you're going to get. I've been collecting for years. So my I I started collecting like tons of pens after 2008.
Wow.
Before,
Wow. You've been at it for a long
so
time.
that's why I have so many pens. It's not that I got all the pens last year.
Right. I feel like
So,
I've only been collecting for 2 years and I've been very rapidly collecting. I feel like for the first time this month, I feel like I've just kind of slowed down because I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure something will change, but I've just been very content with what I have. But I mean, I'm kind of a joke by saying that because next month I'll buy 3 or something. Uh, actually, I did get a pen on Poshmark,
Oh,
and I did not pay for it. It was a Stipula.
oh, stipula. Very
And it was, let me just see, because it was $12.
no.
I swear. Where's my
Those
purchases?
you need to get.
Huh? It was all right,
I
so it wasn't like an expensive one, but it it looked like tortoise on the top and the bottom, and then it was like a demonstrator in the center. So she had it listed for $12, which I have a credit on Poshmark because that's where my business is. And so I always have a credit there because I'm always selling stuff. But yeah, so I went onto Amazon and it was 150 on Amazon and I think it's still a steel nib, but it's really cute. It was a stub nib, $12. I'm like, I don't know if this is really going to show up, if this is legit, but I think so. I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, I got a couple of stipula also super discounted price at Chicago Pen Show. I got the David and I got the Gladiator. So they are pens from the 2000s.
Oh,
So actually later.
this is the one that I got right here.
Oh, wow.
So it's interesting. It's called oh, that's a better picture of it. So it's tortoise on the top and
Yeah,
bottom. We'll see. It
very
was kind of impulsive, but it was $12 and I
well.
wanted to try this brand. And I've also been looking at different tortoise pattern pens. Esterbrook has one that I really like, and then Platinum has one.
Yeah.
Um, Platinum's is more expensive because it's the celluloid. Stipula La Ventidu
Oh,
22.
okay.
Uh, Tartar Tartarugato calligraphy 1.1 medium nib.
Oh,
12 bucks. So
very
yeah, so I did buy a pen this month.
fantastic price. Fantastic.
Yes, that's it, Aquamarina, that's the one, I
Yeah,
believe.
thank
Yep,
you.
so we'll see.
Means
Um,
22.
yes, I think that is it. Um, Artisan ink pens on
It's
Etsy are excellent. I have 3 Artisan ink pens. Okay, more brands that people are sharing. They're stunning.
very nice. By the way, I cannot multitask and see the comments over there.
You want me to click on one if I'm missing one?
Oh no, but I don't see. Anyways, thank you for the people for commenting and giving
Yes,
suggestions.
the chat has been very active. I feel bad that you can't see it. Michael says, I'm in the same place right now, Lori. Which place is that? That you're content or that you just bought a pen? Or that you're going from like budget to expensive? Which one?
Um,
Blythe
all,
says, I bought a Mont Blanc
I
Jules Verne
also-
on Poshmark.
oh,
Definitely not $12. Definitely not.
not Mont Blanc. What I have to say, uh, especially for a collector point of view, I would love to have all the pens in the world. And I give away lots of pens. So there are some friends that come. My kids have friends that like fountain pens, and I will start giving away some of the fountain pens, like Jinghao pens. I always have to give away.
Yeah.
Preppy, I always have. Um, the shark pens, I have a lot. So
Yes.
I give away to pens all the time, but I always feel like I would love to have one pen on each brand just to feel myself like I tried all these pens. And then different nibs. Like my last purchase at DC Pen Show was a titanium nib by Leonardo. So it was a Leonardo Momento Zero with titanium nib. That's
Mm.
my absolutely beautiful and less expensive than gold pen because a gold nib will make the price of the pen go double.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
for me, and when you say it writes and it serves the purpose, that's where my heart is. Sometimes I do appreciate the gold nib, but my budget doesn't go to that level. I
Mhm.
will have less amount of pens with gold nib, but I will love to have every single pen in the world.
Yes.
of the
I feel that way about Leonardo. I have 2 gold nibs from Leonardo, and I love them, but I don't feel like I need to keep adding gold nibs. Like, I can get really excited about uh,
resin.
the resin. That's beautiful. And there are certain ones that I feel like I would invest in, like the Dutch Pen Show. I don't even know that this one came in a steel nib. This was an investment, but I even had a little like, ooh, when I bought this one, because Leonardo's are you know, one of those pens that are you can really get into for under 200, and there are specials on them all the time. And I think it's a really great performing pen as well. I love
uh,
Leonardo.
of Leonardo. I like
Mhm.
Italian pens overall. Santini for me also. The craftsmanship of their nibs. You know that Giovanni does his own nibs. They have different shape, and you're going to see that every nib will write differently. When I got my first Santini, I tried. And I say, this one is the pen. And for me, it's a special writer. And it has
Mm.
nib, flexi, so you have line variation. I like writing and very,
Vanessa is a huge fan of Santini pens.
oh,
I've never written with a Santini.
you need, and you will break the bank to get a Santini because Santini is next level, I would say.
Yes, and they're expensive, and so I feel like when I'm on their website, I'm always, like, putting things in the cart, but, like, I wanna write with it, and I believe they usually go to the DC Pen Show if I'm not mistaken.
The DC, I think they went to San Francisco this year. I'm not certain, but
Mm.
for sure at DC Pen Show they had a huge stand and beautiful,
Yeah, I
beautiful.
would love to write with now this is a great thing if we were at a pen meetup, I could ask you to
Oh,
bring your Santini and I could borrow it, and then I could get on the phone like my friend D and just order it right there. Dangerous. No, I've heard wonderful things about them. You mentioned the different
yeah.
nibs and stuff. I feel like with Esterbrook, that's one of the things that I try to achieve with my Esterbrook pens. Esterbrook is great because you can change the nib. So if I like a resin or it doesn't even really matter what the nib is because I can always swap the nibs, but I
Yeah.
want to try different nibs on my Esterbrook pens from extra fine, fine, medium, all the specialty nibs. I have
Turn
Gina's journaler nib, which I absolutely love.
love.
Um, I want to try. I wrote with their mini stub at Stationery Fest, and I
Oh,
loved it. It was just a more fine stub
yes.
nib, and to me, that was like perfection. I loved that nib. So that is something with Esterbrook that as I buy a new pen, I at least try to get a different. Like I
Yeah.
try to go for a different nib, but if I'm that much in love with a pen, I know that I can always swap a nib if I could, which is really nice about Esterbrook.
Uh, I adore Esterbrook. Let me tell you, I wish I can have more Esterbrook. I was like, okay, I need. But then again, you put in the balance which one is the one that you like the most, and then that's where the money goes. Uh, Unfortunately, because I was working at Tasha, I ended up purchasing a Tasha, but oh,
Yeah, because I know.
Brooke, yeah.
Estabrooks I know they're so tempting, and, oh, you
But
know
I
what I used
look for her.
at Pelikan Fest? Ooh, which one is
So
that?
this one is the Nouveau Blue.
Nouveau Blue, I love that. I love the brown in that, that's so classic.
So Claire, I did like a little design of her face, kind of a comic style,
Oh,
and then
cool.
going to do a sticker. I think she's going to do a sticker, and she gave me the,
That she gave you that Esterbrook
yeah,
as a gift?
the
She's so generous, and how special is that now?
so special. And
Oh, that's so
we love
nice.
it.
That's beautiful. I love that. And I also like the meaning with some pens too. I think that is one thing as far as my collection goes. I used to buy a lot of pre-owned pens like on the different websites like Poshmark or Mercari or The Real Real or even like Reddit. And kind of now I'm at the point like I'll see something like there was a Mont Blanc 146. I don't have that. I have a credit at The Real Real because you can send in clothing and then I use the credit for pens.
Oh,
But
very
I it went on sale and I had the money to buy it. And then I was like, I don't know, it's just a black pen. It has no meaning to me if I'm just ordering it online here. It'd be different if I was at a show and I met the vendor, or like if I was traveling and I was like, oh, I'm in Germany with my husband, or, but like it felt kind of empty just looking at
Yeah.
it online. There was nothing about it that was really speaking to me. There's also a Beatles Mont Blanc that I've
Oh,
always have my eye on because that was my dad's favorite band, and that would be special to me, but it's always very expensive. So like I follow the Beatles Mont Blanc pen and like wait for it to maybe see a sale, and then I would jump on that because that has meaning. But I
mhm,
find that recently now, if something doesn't like touch my heart sometimes, if
yeah.
I'm not in love with it, there was an expression, I'm going to talk about it in my weekly check-in that I do this week, but I watched this woman talking about minimalism, and she watched someone, so it wasn't her quote, but she watched someone, and her criteria for buying something, I really like this. If it's not a hell yeah, then it's a no. And
Okay.
I was like, so like if you're not like so excited, like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
I need that right now. If you're not like
yeah.
so excited, then it's a
But
no. Like if you have to convince yourself why you want it,
yeah,
then why are you buying it, you know?
exactly. Yet again, I am a maximalist, not a minimalist, but for me, hell yeah, lots of things. But uh, I am going to tell you something that maybe nobody knows. Like, I don't purchase online. Don't. So lots of pen stores will say, "Oh, you never purchase from me." But if I go to the store, I will purchase. If I go to the store, if I get the opportunity to visit the store, I do it. I don't purchase online. That's
So
the
even your Lamis or
I
just like big purchases?
I go to the store,
Do you
and
have one close to you?
yeah, I have a store close,
Okay.
several stores, by the way. Uh,
Really?
yeah, so in we I get the opportunity to go chat with the employees and film the store, and then it's a good excuse to go to see new pens and to go try new pens. So I go to the pen shows, and then I get my pens from the pen shows, and
Okay.
then I chat with the people. I get secondhand pens also at the show. Trading is a big thing for me because I get good price from some of the people that they are like, oh, I'm not using this one too much. Pre-love items for me, like you do with the clothings and things. Sustainability.
Yes.
Buying online, I think that people, if I have to buy online, uh, maybe I could regret. I don't know because I don't buy online.
I think you're much more likely to impulse shop online, for
Oh,
sure. I mean, that is just,
yeah,
and when I was going through my collection of Esterbrooks, actually, the one Esterbrook that I bought that I wasn't in love with was an impulse purchase. It was the collaboration with Ferris Wheel Press, and it
ah,
was a beautiful pen. It was a beautiful pen, but it was very expensive. See, now yours has a lot of blue in it. I felt like mine, I don't know what it was, but that is it's gorgeous. And I know it's like this coveted pen. And I
ah,
sold mine because it didn't speak to me, the one that I got, because I ordered it online, and then when I got it in person, it
yeah.
just wasn't what I would have chosen for myself, you
Mm,
know? And that's the other thing with different resins. If you're ordering them online, you just don't know what you're gonna get.
exactly. No, the resin, and I have lots of pens that have color and resin. I want to see it. I want to write with it. I want to feel it. I want to say hell yes to that. You know?
Yeah, and then when you're really passionate and excited about it, then that makes sense. I feel like I'm very close to doing like a destash and just letting go of stuff that's not really speaking to me.
Hmm.
I have been on a bit of a Mont Blanc journey, like where I always looking for them secondhand and looking to get a good price and seeing what might be out there, learning about like the different collections, like the writers collection or the great characters or the origin pen. So I've been enjoying that. And so sometimes I wonder, well, if I sold these like mid-level pens that I'm not using, like that's one of my questions for you, where you've been collecting for so long. Do
Yeah.
you ever consider, like, would you ever trade your Lamy collection that you just showed me?
Oh yeah.
Would you sell
The
5 or 6 of your rarest ones in order to buy a, you would?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm not attached. Let me tell you something. I'm not 100% attached to the pens that I have, except for some that I got because it was my first pen, or it belonged to my dad or something, you know.
Mhm.
Those ones I would never sell. Or, but then the other ones are like, okay, I think I need to get my Tasha pens and I need to get this sold. I would sell. Or,
Okay. One of the
but
things I've observed by as and I could be wrong, but I consider you an artist. I feel like you're very free flowing. You paint these beautiful things. And sometimes when I see artists talk about pens, they really look at them as tools. They don't necessarily
oh,
look at them as attachments, or they don't romanticize them quite as much as somebody like I do. I mean, obviously there are certain ones that you talked about, like sentimental or, first pen, things like that, but sometimes they're like, well, it's a pen, it writes, like it does what it's supposed to do. Like they're not looking for it to be beautiful or whatever. And that doesn't go for their whole collection, but sometimes I feel like if you look at it more like a tool,
yeah.
then I don't see that people are quite as attached to them as
Uh, well, that's how
others.
into Lamy, because in the art group of people between artists, Lamy was the first kind of fountain pen that everybody started using because you use permanent ink. And then
Mm,
you get a pen that will do the job, will never get clogged with the particles of the permanent ink, and
mhm.
then you can draw. That's why I started collecting Lamy, because all the artists were like, oh, we all have Lamy. Now there is a Twisby, and between the artists, now they are transitioning to Twisby. But then I tried to put permanent ink in my Venus. Again, it works fantastic. So there is the Wonder Woman pen, I call it, that has black permanent ink, and it's an extra fine nib I
Okay.
use for sketching and stuff, which is crazy because that pen never clogs. And I put the ink, I never wash it. It's just
It's
leaves
just
with black.
constant.
Yeah.
That's one. Sometimes I feel like that is the key to not getting inks clogged or pens that dry out, is to use them all the
Use
time,
it.
use it, right? It's like
Yeah.
our car. We had a Honda CRV for my son, and it was really old, my oldest son, and he went away to college, and my daughter didn't yet have her license. So it sat in our driveway and then it died. And we brought it to the mechanic, and he said, this is the worst thing you can do, is not drive the car. Like
Oh,
if you drive the car, it would have been fine, but you left it there in the New England winter and now it's
no.
dead. I was like, okay, we won't do that again. It was old, but I'm so sorry. I'm so
Yeah.
behind on chat.
Oh, that. Oh my goodness.
I know.
Sorry. That over here. Uh,
Okay, where we
let's
go.
see. Beautiful pools. Yes.
Somebody got a Visconti for $15. That is a good deal.
That's a good deal.
At three
Oh my,
Esterbrooks.
I only have 3 Esterbrooks. I love Esterbrook. Marina, you need to start getting more.
Aquamarine. Yeah, I would agree that online shopping is definitely shopping made much easier. And then during the pandemic, even more stores went online and made that easier. Okay, I have one question for you though, Kari, because you are into buying secondhand pens and everybody loves a bargain. And one of the things that I struggle with when I'm in person is I feel like I never get the same deal in person than I do online, like working my coupon and like this one and that one and waiting for like fountain pen day or Black Friday. Like there are certain purchases that I wait for those days because I know I'm going to get the best deals, or I save up my credit at Atlas when people generously use my link or whatever. And then when I go in person, sometimes I get sticker shock because like if I'm in New York City, you're paying New York City tax, and then
Oh,
you're paying extra because you're not online. So I struggle with that. So how do you feel, or do you just feel good knowing you're supporting a small business in person and you
yeah.
don't mind?
That's a big deal for me. But then, yet again, if I see a pen that isn't special online, and then I show the person, hey, listen, this one is special. What price do you have for me? And then they
Mhm.
usually go for the same price uh,
Okay.
deal online. However, I always say I like to support the small business. And then sometimes you have to pay the price in order to make them have a good,
Keep
like,
them going. Yeah.
exactly. If we always ask for distributor price, or if we always ask, oh, what price can you do for me? Which I do, because I would love to have a discount,
Mhm.
but yeah, supporting. And then
Yes.
I show the
You're
pens.
such a good person.
I love the pen, and I will use the pen, and I will give good reviews about the pens. That's also something that it's a kind of a back and forth. We help each other,
Yes. Yes, that's true. Like you're saying, if they were to give you a good deal and then you go home and you talk about it or share that pen, share the business owner and stuff like that. I think one of the companies that I did that with is the Paper Mouse. They are in Newton and they are a great local shop. They kind of remind me, they give Yoseka vibes. Like that's the vibe of the
Yes.
store, I would say. And I bought my Sailor Line Friends with the little
Ooh,
brown pen. It's cute. And I know I paid more money, but my husband and I were away. It was like Valentine's Day or something, and Appelboom had closed. And I had planned on maybe going into Appelboom to get a special pen for the occasion, and I didn't. And then we stopped in Newton on the way home. And so it was kind of like it was a moment because it was Valentine's Day or something. I don't, maybe it was before Christmas. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, I ended up getting it from them. And I know I paid a little bit extra, not a lot, but I felt good about that because they're
well,
wonderful store
this
owners.
happened to me constantly. I buy here in my province, and we have double tax. So we have the Canadian tax and we have the province tax. But then I go to the store and the prices are in American dollars. So in Canadian money, it's huge, import fees and whatever it is. So the price is higher. And then I think, should I wait to go to the pen show or go to the stores in the US to get it? Or I support the local business? And you make a choice. I
Yes.
support the local business.
Yes. Okay.
You say you went to the store and it was Valentine, but that pen has a meaning too.
It does.
Yeah,
Yes, and I think that a lot of my impulse purchases online do not, and I think that a lot of those pens are the ones that I'm now looking at and thinking, "I'm not reaching for this." Yeah, like when we went to Mexico and my husband surprised me with the Navalar Cancun pen at the airport because it was prior to we went to see Dave Matthews in Mexico, and it was like this really big deal for us, and he gave that to me in the airport. And I
yeah,
thought that was and it that was a different Valentine's Day, February, and that pen is so special to me. And yeah, like it's just it is interesting, all the
yeah.
different things. I'm looking at comments here.
Yes.
Atomic Elf said, I recently acquired a Schaefer with buy Goodyear, sell Goodyear, and found that there was a Goodyear Atomic Corp that was producing 5,000 pounds in the late 50s. Oh, this is a vintage. This-
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Um, that is very cool. I love shopping estate sales, some personal collections. Yes, estate sales, fun, fun.
Yes.
Online is frugality and a bounty of choices. In person is for experience and also choosing certain unique resins and trying nibs. That's well said.
Well said. Yes. Yeah. Online, yeah. Depending, I live in a province that actually, in a country that has custom fees. So everything that gets ships here, it has custom fees. No matter if it is like, oh, after a certain amount, you will get free shipping or whatever, you get the border, and half of the money that you spend goes into tax, and I have to pay it at the border just to get the parcel here. So also there are some things that actually prevent me to buy online.
That makes sense.
Uh,
Okay. I
but
hear Karina when she does her videos, she will say, I got slammed at customs with this pen.
it's are insane.
Oh, that is tricky for Canadians. I mean, I feel like I'm always trying to work the system, like maybe on Amazon Japan to get a pen from Japan, or I'll like call the company direct and do some sort of like the middleman shipping. But yeah, I feel like Canadians cannot escape it.
No, they have such a terrible tax at the border. I was like, oh, hello, welcome to Canada. The product
Well,
comes, boom.
oh,
eh,
bam. Well, your collection is beautiful, and it's so nice to see
thank-
so many years with this hobby like put into your collection. It's
Yeah.
beautiful and so much thought.
story before we connected that I did something for the Pelikan Hub, which was ink all my pens, all of them. So I have like the pouches ready. If somebody wants to write with them, I would have every pen ready. And then after years of having all these pens, I wanted to put it in a catalog and see every pen writing at the same time. So I wanted to do it fast. And I did it in one day, but imagine my hands. I still have like between the nails, I have the black ink, and then
So did you, Kari was just telling me this, like right before we jumped on live. You have over 200 pens and you inked every single pen for Pelikan Hub. Did you ink them with a variety of colors? Was there rhyme or reason to what you inked them with?
this is what happened. It was, I think the preparation for the inking process took longer because I wanted to have a match made in heaven.
Okay.
When you
So
get
it was even thoughtful. So there's a lot of thought to the
so
color
like,
too.
okay, let's get this color for this pen. Does it match the body with the ink? So it was kind of like that. It took a while just to select the pen and the ink that will go in. And then after inking, it was fast. But oh, I think I'm not going to do this again ever.
And you have them all. So did a lot of people at your Pelikan Hub try them out?
This is what happened. We had a bag with all the pens, and my husband was in charge of that bag. And I was pulling out, I think I pulled out a couple of pouches, and then I started me walking around and check other people's pens.
So you did so so you didn't even
All
get to
this
share.
job for nothing.
Maybe you can bring it to your next journal meetup and let people
I
borrow your pens because you need to share all those inks. Did you rediscover any pens that you had kind of forgotten
oh,
about?
did. I did. I was like so. I haven't inked my vintage pen actually in a while, so I actually brought to the show the Mark Twain, the Conklin Mark Twain
Oh,
from the
yeah, yeah.
20. So the first one.
Okay, wow. It's from
Uh,
1920, did you say?
oh yes, the
Wow,
1920. So I
wow,
put that pen. I forgot the beauty of writing with that pen.
wow.
Oh,
I had one for a short time. I bought one in a bundle and, I ended up selling it because it was one that was valued pretty, the particular model that I had. But that with the crescent moon
yeah,
pump?
Moon filler.
Yeah.
And then I brought the modern one because Conklin now they released the 100th anniversary,
Mhm.
and I have both. Of course, they don't write equally. One is a modern pen, and the other one is a vintage. One is a steel nib, the other one is a gold nib. So they write differently, but just to see the shape and to see the how good they look together, I was like, okay, this is something that. I like, rediscovering the love for that model, and then the crescent filler is so satisfying. You wait.
That is a really special model. I mean, it really hasn't been duplicated to my knowledge. I mean, it's so unique within the pen community. Do you favor the vintage over the modern?
They write differently. So the vintage is more for handwriting calligraphy, and the
Mhm.
other one is like beautiful. I have actually a stub nib on the modern one.
Okay, nice.
It writes
That
be-
is beautiful. I think that Alexandra just, ordered a Conklin. I feel
oh,
like she just, got some from my favorite game. Do this product enough, pay more here, or wait months to buy it at Atlas. Yes.
uh,
Enough to pay more. Oh, yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying, Alexandra, where she's talking about when you're in person, like, do I love this so much that I wanna get it now, or can
yeah,
I wait and
yeah.
get it later, and wait for discounts and sales? Yeah, there's a lot of choices we make as pen collectors and journalers, and it is now 5:24, and we did not talk at all about our favorite journaling supplies or I I want you to share just for a couple minutes before we go your, bullet journal or any of your journals since
Okay.
that is what you are known for. Whatever you wanna share with us. Share with us some of your
I
favorite
share
supplies and
things.
layouts.
So first, my bullet journal, I am super old school. I still use Leuchtturm. So, and I have an affiliate code with Leuchtturm Canada. I know not all the people that is connected from Canada, but if you want to check mine, it's written down there. So this is the second one. So I have actually already finished one in the first half of the year.
Wow.
So I do lots different, you will see different tabs here. At the beginning, I have my reading journal.
Okay.
So you're going to see the reading journal. And then I left some empty pages already decorated for my reading. And then I have my gratitude log, one day here.
Oh, you just keep writing every day.
Exactly. And then I have, this one started in August, actually. So I have the month. Let me show you the September. So
beautiful.
It was like a coffee scene. I don't know the camera here.
Oh, beautiful. There's your painting.
Yes. I have some of my paintings there. I have some quotes. Those are my handwriting.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see the dailies. I have appointments. I have to-do lists. I kind of go like whatever.
Wow,
And
I love it.
let
So
me
beautiful.
do a little bit of a sneak peek. Oh, I actually have some journaling and pictures, scrapbooking style over there. And the month of October is coming tomorrow. I will post one tomorrow.
Look at this. You are ready to go.
By the way, let me do a close-up there. Behind those stickers that you see, where is here?
Yeah.
There is ink behind.
So cool. Did you like draw it out first and then it hear the sticker?
Actually, I did the ink first. And you see the inks kind of splotches there. And then I put the stickers on top. I wanted to, because I'm participating on with other planner lovers into a theme that is pumpkin. So tomorrow we are going to release.
Oh, you're ready to go. Okay.
So, this is October. So you're going.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I prep in advance. So you're going to see that I already prep in advance the pages. I write the dates and I put the stamp.
Oh, so cute. So do you do that on a particular day, whenever you have time, just whenever?
This happens on a weekend. So if I wake up a little early, nobody's around making any noise.
Right.
I will sit and do that. It takes, for me, because I've been doing this for years, since 2016, I do bullet journaling.
Wow.
It takes one day, one sitting to do everything. And
for the month.
For the whole month.
Wow. Yeah. And then it's so personal. Like I just like I can feel you in those pages,
Oh. And this one, like you saw my other journal. So the same brand, actually, the leather. This one is an album. But I want to show you because I'm so excited about this format.
This is gorgeous.
So you go here, it's an album.
Oh, wow. Like a ring binder, like a ring album.
It is a ring binder. I have all my stickers.
Wow.
And let me show you the washi part, because here you get those
surprise. Wow.
And I cut little pieces of the washi, and then like you see the girls that I used.
Yes.
Yeah, I just received the washi. As soon as I buy a washi, of course I have storage full of washi tape, but I cut pieces and then I put it there when I go to my journal
meeting. And then you like have it right on hand. I think that's part of my problem. It's funny that I scrapbooked as often as I did for as long as I did, because I feel a little creative paralysis when it comes to memory keeping. And I don't know if it's because I don't know why. Like I have the printer that prints out the pictures. And for whatever reason, I'm really good about journaling. I write all the time everywhere, but I've been really struggling with memory keeping. So I think that's another reason why I think a get together would be fun.
I do memory keeping in my traveling journal. So you're going to see, for example, the traveling journal, and this one, sorry, this one is, This one I write is like a commonplace, a
Okay.
commonplace. And I have some stickers here, but I will do with my mini printer. I will print pictures. This one I actually don't have any picture, which I just started this one.
Okay.
I will actually get the places that we go eat and the
Mm.
that I get.
I
So
just love it. You're just like constantly adding to your stuff. And yeah, I think sometimes when you focus too much on trying to be aesthetic or have a certain vibe or whatever, it just, for me at least, it kills my creativity. It really does.
just go with the flow. If there is, for example, we like the drinks, and I will remove the label and I will paste it.
That's fun. Yes, just from what Aquamarina says, Kari, how beautiful. You are so meticulous and detail oriented in all the best ways.
Oh, thank you, Marina.
Plan Create Cope says, I just followed her on Insta. Does she do YouTube videos?
Oh my God, I started like my YouTube video are vlogs. So I will post videos that are longer that I cannot post in Instagram.
Mhm.
So it's like me, a mess.
Just going. I love that. Unfiltered.
Unfiltered and no format. Sometimes I remember to ask the people to subscribe, sometimes not.
Mhm. That's okay. I find that sometimes when I ask in videos, I get less subscribers and sometimes I forget and I'm more caught up in the moment and sometimes those videos perform better anyways, it just depends.
I'm never
Um,
focused on the numbers, and you're going to see my account is like uh, I always follow back the people that I find, oh my God, this is so good. And I will follow back because it's not about like having thousands of followers. It's just being mindful that I always want to support as well. My social media is social support instead of social.
oh, that's so nice. I love that.
So
If everybody approached it that way, it would be a much kinder place, right?
yeah, it's
Oh.
well, you would grow more if you do this. And I'm like, I never do that.
I'm the same way. I am terrible on Instagram. I
Terrible.
My heart is with long form content, so that's
Yeah.
why I enjoy YouTube. And sometimes I overthink Instagram, and I don't know. Like I even tried to do a schedule that I talked about that I was going to do different
Yeah.
themes every day. And sometimes if I think about it, I'll do it. But yeah, I'm not the best at Instagram growth either. But I love scrolling and seeing what everybody
Oh, that's
is,
me.
is inspiring me with. On another low, oh, somebody also loves your lamps, Kari.
Oh, very nice. Thank you. Everything that you see here at my office is secondhand. And some of these things that I have, especially the furniture, except for this one that my brother gave it to me, it was from garage sales, or, some people, they will put the furniture outside and they will put a sign free.
Free. Mhm.
Okay. And it's my neighbor. So I would say, hey, is this for free for sure? And they are like, yeah, can you help me bring it in? So
Free
that's,
delivery service
yeah,
too.
it was my
Yeah.
library. And I
I
would
know
say,
buying secondhand is really fun. That is like one of my I'm always hunting now for fountain pens secondhand because I'm in the thrift stores all the
oh,
time. But it's hard to find. Oh, thank you for sharing your name,
yeah,
Jennifer. Um, Aquamarina, I feel weird to be asking for following, so I never ask in my videos. You know what I say sometimes? I say if you don't want to miss another upload, or if you want to follow along, or
yeah.
if you enjoyed this video, I never say subscribe just to subscribe. I say if you like this and you want to see more from me, then subscribe. Or if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up because it can be awkward, but
Yeah,
it's also just part of it. You do
exactly.
what makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Um,
I
but
always feel like I'm an awkward person normally because of the nerdiness of the personality or whatever I do.
I
And
don't think you're awkward at all. I think you're so warm. I like felt drawn to you the second we started to
oh,
chat in New York. You're
it is.
just so welcoming and you have a lot of excitement and you share. I can tell you're a good person. And I'm so happy. This hour and a half flew by, Kari. We're already at an hour and 34 minutes. So I just want to be mindful of your time and our guests.
Oh,
So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. This was a blast. Do you want to share your information for people to
we,
follow along?
yeah. YouTube is kind of on the process of being remade. I would say I'm posting videos of the products that I got at the shows just because I wanted to leave a note that I am not dead in the YouTube.
I'm alive.
I'm
Yes.
alive. Um, I have a TikTok and the Instagram. TikTok, I just started a TikTok. Uh,
Okay. Is
it's
it Kari Bullet Journal?
It's actually Karina Palacio, but Kari Bullet Journal, if you find it, I always go by Kari Bullet Journal, the handle. And Instagram, of course, I am big in Instagram. I have also a Facebook, Karina Palacio and Kari Bullet Journal also.
And you
But
do have your full name on your Instagram account, correct?
yeah, I do have my full name.
I always find that so helpful. I have such a hard time trying to follow and chat with people when they don't have their name in their bio.
Yes.
It's just hard. So yeah, so you can find Kari at Kari Bullet Journals, and then you'll see her first and last name, and then
First,
that will be her YouTube. And also talk a little bit about Desk Chatter when you guys
yeah.
broadcast, and it's
So
on Alexandra's page.
Alexandra's account, we are going to be connecting next week, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 weeks. Marina, Alexandra, please help. Connect every second week. We have every time we host with the three of us, but we have somebody talking about
So
something.
you'll have a guest
So
every.
yeah, we would love to have a guest every time, because the idea here is to expand the knowledge and then yet again showing what we have in our desk. We want to have conversations with watercolor artists or artists. We want to have conversations with pen people, with journaling people. We want to have an opening to a whole variety of media, uh, because everybody that is in this stationary lab group, they will
Yes.
create, I think.
I
So
think so. Well, I wish you guys the best. I am so excited for this
you're
for
welcome
you.
to come
I would love to stop by. Just let me know. And so you meet on Wednesday evenings?
Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern. Okay, Wednesday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern this week?
Not this week, later.
Okay,
Yes.
at a
We
later date. So be sure to follow Kari on Instagram, and she will let you know when they will be
Woo!
broadcasting next. Thank you so much. Next Wednesday, yes, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, Myrna and Debbie. I appreciate you guys all being here. Tom, thank you. I did see that Tom back in the comments just picked up CY's pen, and I was like in love with that
Oh,
pen at Stationery Fest. So enjoy that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sophie, for being here. And 2 weeks from today, I will be back with Miss Vanessa. We don't
oh,
really have a topic yet, but I will reconnect with her when she gets home,
oh,
and we will see you then. In the meantime, stay juicy, bitches.
yeah.
Mwah. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Kari, stay here. We're going to chat some more. Bye, everybody. Oh, fireworks. I love it.